Yo, 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 what is going on, everybody? We are back with another episode of Commercial Roofing Radio. We're hanging out today, man. We're lounging, dude.
Yes. Love the chairs.
You like
very comfortable.
these?
Yeah, they're great, man.
I got these on Amazon, actually.
I love Amazon.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm an Amazon Prime business member.
Right? You know, I think they should make new levels of Amazon.
You think so? Like what? What are you thinking here?
Like I think they have,
Break it
you
down.
have the basic normal Amazon, but then you have the Prime, but then like a super elite Amazon shopper, right?
I would buy that.
Like you get like instant next day, better discounts. I don't know. It's just something I think people would totally be about, like almost like when you fly. Like there's different classes of fly. Like when you get to this class, you know you've arrived.
Oh yeah.
Because you buy so many airplane tickets.
So, but okay. So then, would you say? Hey, do you have business or no? Do you have Amazon business?
I do.
You don't have Amazon business. You don't. I can tell.
I had it set up, but I buy everything on my personal because it's just easier.
I have Amazon business on accident, and I was not able to get out of it. Right? Otherwise, it deletes your account when you guys start a new one. I can't create a new account because the phone number is already taken. So I am stuck with Amazon Prime Business, but. This light here, this nice light we got back here, this Peakleys.io light that we got.
You crushed it on the light.
I appreciate that, but we lost the cord at the party. We probably had a couple drinks or whatever. Right. Had some food. So go back. We left the cord, so I had to order the cord. I ordered it yesterday at 11 o'clock. Amazon Business got it to me at 1 o'clock that same day.
No way.
Yeah.
See, like. Elite status. I think they could offer elite status with extra shipping and all this other stuff, like literally next day or same day shipping.
Who do you fly? You fly all the time.
I fly United.
You fly United. So
Denver's the hub, right? So I literally can go anywhere with United.
So your business, your business select or something, or what are you?
K1.
K1? What does that mean?
That's pretty much the only one above that is global.
Oh, really? Okay.
So I get to board the plane.
Oh, wow.
Pretty much early.
All right, that's pretty good. Yeah, I'm Southwest. Right?
Southwest,
Southwest. I like Southwest, though.
Southwest's great because you get the free bag.
Oh, yeah. I get 2 free bags. I'm TSA pre-check, right? So I got that. I'm A-list. So it's like, and you can cancel a flight literally an hour before if you wanted to and get your money back.
Oh, that's great. You can't do that with United.
Oh, no.
That's not happening to United.
No, see, that's why I went with it. But so, all right, guys. So, anyways, we'll kind of kick this thing off. So Greg's actually been he's the only one I was thinking about. You were on the Why Not podcast that we had, which we still love, but it was one of those things where it was more of a hobby, right?
Right.
And I didn't have the time for it, unfortunately. I would love to one day when I'm made of millions and millions of dollars, or whatever, right? But that was great. You did awesome there. You're on the Start Bill Grow Show, and now you're on the Commercial Roofing Radio.
Look at that. See,
so
I love being a guest on here. It's amazing. Exactly. I love coming hanging out with you.
Yeah, that's the Nick Perrette Hat Trick podcast setup right then. You're the first one to do that. So
awesome. Appreciate that.
He's been asking for a long time. We'll get into that. But he started a roofing company in Denver, Colorado with Sherwood, who, depending on how this gets released, he'll probably be the episode right before you.
Okay.
Based off the way we're recording these. So he was just on. They eventually sold that company. Today he owns SFY, so Solutions for You, helping contractors with roofing supplements and Xactimates. Greg will also talk about his weight loss journey. He is killing it on that side of things. So that's been really exciting to watch. Everybody's got their own struggles, and so whenever you see somebody, defeating theirs, if you will, in a very inspirational way, always exciting. But Greg, my man, what's going on? How we doing, dude?
Yeah, I'm doing great, man. I'll be honest. I think probably for me, the weight loss journey has probably been the most exciting.
The most exciting thing.
Right, like out of business can be great, all the other stuff. Business can be bad too, but overcoming a struggle in your life is really cool.
Yeah.
I'll be honest on that. And whether it be any form of addictions, right, in the roofing space, right, there's a lot of substance abuse addiction. There's, just anger issues, just, a lot of that type of stuff. For me, it's weight and diet. And, probably it's been back in October. I did some weight loss surgery. And then.
So it's October. So right now it's June, right?
Yep.
So what was that, like 6, 7, 8 months, something like that?
8 months, yep.
Yeah, 8 months.
8 months. I'm currently down about 160 pounds.
Damn, dude, let's go.
Yeah, you know,
Let's
which
go.
is great, you know. And,
oh yeah. How you feeling? You feeling like $1 million or what?
I do.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like $1 million. You know, I'm pushing hard in the gym, right? So I post quite a few videos, me working out. I probably work out anywhere between 5 to 7 times a week. You know, and I mix it up. You know, I love Orange Theory. You know, I hear your Orange Theory, OTF all the way. Got to do the OTF plug here real quick.
I'm just telling you guys too, especially the roofers out there. Like you're kind of like, you know, like I don't know if that's up my alley. Like I think I'm too cool for that or whatever. Dude, it is hard. It is hard. You're wiped out afterwards, dude. You know what I mean? It is no joke.
It is because there's a coach and there's a ton of other people. Your heart rate's shown with everyone else, right? And the competition in you comes out, and you're like, I'm not gonna let this person beside me beat me. And it's an equal playing field because it's your heart rate. It's not about how fast you're going on the treadmill. It's about how fast your heart rate's going. And so they could be at a level.
It's what level you're taking it at.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Yes.
It's like your intensity, what is it at? It doesn't matter. So it's basically who's going the most intense, basically.
Yep.
You know, and I'm very competitive with it too. So like, especially on like the treadmill, like, you know, I was a long distance runner. Like I did that 100-mile race and stuff like that.
Yep.
So when I got that tread, dude, especially on like those, I take those so competitively, Or, you know, I'll have some girl next to me, and she's up, you know, by 10. They call them these splat points. She's up 10 points on me. Yeah. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like I'm getting whooped on right now.
Yeah, I am all on the splat points, right? And, and it's funny because since I push myself pretty hard, and I'm a big guy, right? So I'm a big guy pushing myself.
You're getting a lot of splat points.
I get a lot of splat points, and the people next to me, like, you can tell when they watch you, like it's because they'll watch you and then they'll like move their like little speed up a little bit, right? And so like I'm pushing people like because they're just like, you know, this guy's like in orange zone, he's moving to red zone now, like he's about ready to pass out, and they're chilling like in the green, right? It's hilarious.
My favorite is when you pass 100%. I don't know what the hell it is. 100%. It's past, so it's like, I don't know if it's tracking heart rate. Somehow I'm over 100%. So I'm over my 100% heart rate somehow. I'm at like 102 or something like that. I'm like, I am getting it. You know,
I love that. It's always fun.
No, I mean that is cool, right? And I think there's a lot of takeaways from that too. It's like it seems like you get more out of those challenges actually than you do out of your victories, right? Out of victories, like, oh, this is great, everybody celebrates. You don't really learn a whole lot. Say, hey, what we did. You know, when you have these struggles, man, you know, you learn so much, you know, and you build confidence too. So even if we take this back into business, right, and if you're a contractor that's maybe dealing with, you know, there's a material shortage, the economy, it's like, you know, there's one thing after another, you know what I mean? What this is your chance to do is to adapt and evolve and become another version of yourself as a business owner.
Yeah, I would 100% agree. I think the challenge of overcoming something and being consistent, you know, for me in the gym and exercise and losing weight gives you more confidence in business, which you guys as sales guys would, you know, if you exercise and stay fit, you're going to be more confident with your customers and clients because you're confident in yourself and taking care of yourself. I think that's something sometimes we forget. If we forget to take care of ourselves, that does affect our own business and our business life.
Which brings me to my next question for you, okay?
Yes.
Is, let's say I give you two options.
Okay.
Okay, so you could weigh as much as you did, right, in October.
Right.
And
which is 474 pounds.
407, okay, yeah.
Just shy of 500.
Right. So you weighed that, but whatever money you make this year, I give you triple. Or you can have your weight loss, the amount of money you make, and everything like that.
Yeah, it would be no-brainer.
No-brainer, right? No-brainer.
You could pay me 10 grand. Let's say I made zero money, but I could weigh less. I take it in a heartbeat because the confidence inside me and what I could do with that and just my health and mental side would just overcome. I know I would overcome it and go farther than where I ever would be.
Oh, this is really good. I'm gonna make sure. I just want to make sure because I'm telling you.
That's fine.
Make sure. Oh yeah, we're good.
Okay. Yeah.
Otherwise, he gets about it.
Yeah.
Well, no. So that's good then because what about at a business standpoint? So does your business operate any different? Does the culture feel a little different? Like, does that trickle down at all when you?
I think so. So
yeah.
I think so. Let's say let's say you have the opportunity to have a team of 50 people, or a team 50 people, but there's kind of chaotic. There's dissension among the ranks, and there's little fights and quarrels going on, and you're always defusing them. Or let's say you had a team of 15 people, but like everything's really smooth. And every day of the week, I take the team of 15 because from
Every
15,
day.
you can build something great.
Yep.
From the team of 50, you're on the verge of losing everything.
100%. And it's chaotic. You got
Yes.
headaches.
Stress levels through the roof.
Yeah, you might look at companies who have more revenue, who do more jobs, who, whatever, have more employees, and you think they got it all. They might not be able to sleep at night. They might have so many. They might be looking at you and be like, "Man, I wish I was a little bit smaller. I'd probably take home more money.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be as stressed."
Yeah, it's very true. It's very real, right?
Yeah.
And I think the sleepless nights are huge. I think some, like, how am I going to fix this problem? Oh my gosh, like, this person's getting ready to leave. He's getting ready to take half my sales team, and just like when there's that type of dissension, it's just, man, life sucks. Life sucks. You may make a ton of money, but life sucks.
Yeah, 100%. And it's funny is I would say this year, I'd say once or twice a year, I probably make a couple of decisions that don't put the business. It's like, all right, well, now I got to pivot. You know what I mean? I invested in the wrong spot, or what I mean, something didn't have the ROI I expected. I had the one person doing the wrong thing.
Yep.
And whenever that does happen, it sucks in the time, but it gives me an opportunity to reevaluate some things, think different, critically think. All of a sudden, like, I'm thinking about things way differently.
Yep.
When you get yourself in that pinch, you're thinking about everything differently. All of a sudden, you become a better version of yourself. It's weird, when you're under that pressure. It feels it's good.
I think it's the philosophy of failing forward, right? Like, I tell people I'm just a professional failure. I fail. I have no problem failing. I have no problem taking risk, but I'll learn from those mistakes, and they'll make me better moving forward.
Do you lose your confidence when you do fail? You say, or what do you think happens to you? How do you feel when you do fail?
I do think there's a blow. Like, so I think if we would say, hey, look, I don't feel anything, I think that's not true.
Yeah.
Because you're going to put time and energy into it and then losing that. But I think I've gotten better at learning to fail better. It's probably a better scenario. Like, hey, look, I'm going to look at what was successful in this failure, because usually failure is not all failure, right? Let's say you're building a company, you got 50 people, you got all the wrong people and staff, but you did learn something good. There was good that did come from that, right? And what was that good and what was that bad, and how do I re-pivot and adjust? So do I need to fire, some people? Hey, look, you might have to fire 4 or 5 people.
Right.
Hey, they were my number. Yeah, but they could have been your number one salespeople, but they're also your number one troublemakers across the entire company.
Yeah. How do you know when it's time to fire somebody? Would you say then?
When it starts affecting the culture of the company.
Yeah.
I'm big culture of the company, right? So if you're affecting the culture and the environment that you're trying to set place in your company, and they're really disrupting that and not interested in being a part of your company culture, in moving forward, so when you think like 5 years forward, that's not going to help you build a better company, right? So it's better to let that individual go today, to go find someone else that you can spend the time and money invest into that'll help build that future 5 years down the road. It's hard because today it's great, but 5 years from now it's not great.
Yeah. It's all about finding the right people. And the thing is they could be very top performers, right? Great performing people, but if they don't fit the culture, it's just not going to work. I mean, like you said, the culture does everything. That's what creates the mission. That's what attracts people to work there. That's what makes people want to get out of bed in the morning. Like when you work for a company that it just feels like it's literally clock in, clock out. Oh my God, dude, that is so brutal. Oh, dude. Yeah, it's all culture. I mean, you do good too. I mean, I see the same people working for you. Yeah. Right.
I have a great team, great staff, and we all hire good people and we all hire back, right? So it's like, hey, look, this is a bad individual. I got to let him go. But the other side is, at some point you can't do everything, right? And you need other people to help you accomplish the dream and vision that you're doing. And when you start understanding, like, I need key people that are going to buy into my vision and believe in it with all their heart and passion, that I need the right individuals in the right seat and passionate about it, not out to create dissension, it's huge, right? So we're at a team of about 70 people at SFY now.
Yeah, and you were in Inc. too. I didn't mention that. You were Inc. Fastest growing companies. Do you get 2-3 years, something like that?
Yeah. So we've been around, let's see here, 2016, so let's say almost 7 years now.
Yeah.
And it's, started team of 4 people, right?
Yep, exactly.
And and I have people that have been with me since the beginning. Some of you guys might know Paige. Like, she's been with me almost 6 years now. And I have a couple
Paige
others.
was cool about the girls that work here too. They always send like a thank you cards. You know what I mean? And it's like meaningful. She sent me a book before. Yeah. And that's something you can take away in your sales. If you learn something about somebody that they like or something like that. I think I was talking to Paige and I was telling her about how it's a little bit different with managing creatives, which is interesting because I just heard Dimitri talking about that on his thing when he was talking about managing his videographers versus his roofers. How he how he talks. So I was like, it's a little bit of a different thing, and there's no really right or wrong in creative. Right. And so I was talking to her, and she got me a book about, hey, this is how you. It was like manage the tigers or something like that. Saying that the creatives are those tigers, right? Yeah. And so stuff like that goes a long way. Yeah,
it's I think one thing that we do really well at SFY is follow up and follow through. Yep. Right. And sales guys, if you're looking to help take the edge, handwritten thank you cards.
That's big time.
I mean, is it work? Yeah, it is. But it pays huge dividends. Yeah. Huge dividends.
And it's interesting because, when I was going through, like I said, I made a couple of decisions I think weren't the best in the last couple of months. And since then I've resolved them and I've implemented new solutions, I would say. But where was I going with this? What was I talking about? That's the first blank I've had in a while. I feel like
I hate that, right? Like,
and the thing is I had this point previously, and this is the second time that I wanted to bring it up. Oh, now I got it. Now fundamentals. I'm just gonna say it right now before I forget it because this is the second time. And I never blank on podcasts either, but for some reason this point I've been trying to get across. And it's fundamentals, man. It's like go back to the fundamentals, right? So it's all fundamentals, and it's like, all right, what's the result I want? What are the activities that I'm doing to get there right now, right? Are those activities working? Or do I even have the result that I want? Or am I just floating around in the abyss? I was watching a sports show, something on ESPN, and one of these big time guys on there was saying, he's like, it's behavior over talent, right? It's behavior or talent. All you have to do is you have to outbehave your competition. Right? Which means you do the fundamentals, right? The things of just operating a good business, organization, showing up on time, looking prepared, having a good brand, right? All the answering the phones right, having a good sales process, customer, all these fundamentals, right? You behave well, right? And you can beat people who might be more skilled than you or might be more experienced than you, whatever it might be. The habits, right? Right? We are what we repeatedly do, right? So the habit, right? That's where excellence comes from, right? It's those routines and habits.
I would agree. I think probably some people, if they would ask themselves, like, so for us, we have a lead comes in. What are your steps when you follow up on your lead? We have 10 things that have to happen with a lead, and it takes about 45 days to accomplish it. Right, and we go through all this process on the follow up to make sure that now if the lead ends up dying, right, we do end the lead at some point. And I do also think at some point like leads die. Right? Like, hey, look, it's just put them on a drip campaign and move on. But I think some people need to learn a system, right? I think a lot of people do a quick phone call, it didn't go anywhere. It's dead for them there. But is it, or is it like, hey, I just need to do a little extra more follow up?
Well, it's funny. So I pretty much I mean that's all spot on. And for some reason, the systems, the procedures, right, having those SOPs and stuff like that, it's really difficult to comprehend for some reason as a business owner. It really is just the basics, right? It's just the rules that you play by. But for some reason, it's like you're so busy doing other things that you're like, we already know what we're doing. Like we've been doing it for this long. Like we're fine. You know what I mean? But when you set that stuff up, now you're a lean, mean fighting machine. You know, like that's the thing is like basically we were using one CRM, but we weren't really using it, right? And so it wasn't doing much. And so ended up switching to Zoho. Okay. So we went to Zoho, and we bought data on Zoom Info, it's called, right? Okay. So basically now I can have all the data of all the roofing contractors I want, right? I could pull up their revenue, I can pull up the contacts, their contact information. So now it's like I have the prospecting, right? And then what I did was I took the cell phones, the texting, the emails, integrated that all in the CRM. Right? So it's all in the CRM. So now it's like the salespeople, right? Everything's tracked, what they're saying, what they're doing. Everybody now, when they pull it up, they can look at all the activity anybody's ever had with that account. That's what you want. If you can have that as a company, right? Now it's like where you can see every single interaction a salesperson's had, right? Everybody can see that. Everybody's already on the same page. So now there's no manual error. Manual error is where, like, and the one I was using before that, there was too much stuff for me to do manually. And I wasn't doing it. I don't even have to leave notes if my emails, my texts, and my phone number, they're all right there. It's
huge. Creating that system and process, I mean, heck, when I had my roofing company back in the day, right, 2009 is when we started and sold in 2016, like CRMs started coming around in like 2000 and let's say 14 time frame, just really, dude, I'll be honest, we sucked. We sucked at the lead follow-up. Like, we pass out leads to the sales guys, had them follow up on it. But I, as an owner, didn't do a good enough job following up on what happened with that lead. Right?
Exactly.
I left that lead to that sales guy and hoping that they would follow up on it. And that sales guy could have, made a phone call. Usually they did something with it, right? So, made a phone call, left a voicemail, and that was it. What? Like, we only called that individual once.
But then think of it this way. So now you have all that tracked, right? And you can see all the phone calls, all the emails, all the texts that this sales rep said. Now you go look, and you're like, dude, the last 10 leads we sent you hit them all up once. All right, I'm going to tell you what. We're going to watch your interactions, but until that gets fixed, we're going to give it to somebody who's following the system. You know, Billy Joe over there is following up 5 times like we asked. And they're converting 80% of the appointments. And you can pull up that data. Then it's now when you're looking at conversations with your team, you're not like calling anybody out. You're just pulling up data. You're like, this is just what it's telling me. Like, I know what you know. There's not much you can argue with that.
Like, hey, look, you know, Billy, Sam, and Julie, right? Are crushing it. And this is what they're doing. You're not doing that. Right? You know, it's the same thing with like door knockers. Like door knockers, you know, I had this one guy, he wanted to get in the roofing. I was like, look, if you commit to 3 hours every day, door knocking, you know, whether you suck or not, I just don't care. Just go out consistently and knock. You'll get there, and then follow up. And you keep following up with the leads, you'll start getting deals. And he started crushing it. And he wasn't that great of a sales guy.
Because you know what? Because one thing I've always thought about too, I don't think I'll ever do that. Maybe, you know, well, you never know, right? It's like I always wondered if I could pull it off. If I took my exact team right now, right, and then if I came from tech sales. If I added some of my tech sale friends, put them as sales reps, and then if I could get like 3 people in my network maybe that are in the roofing space who I really think are like, hey, let's start a roofing company. That's what, and I would want to see you with, because where we ride is technology. Is could we pull it off? Like, you know what I mean? Could we have a really efficient company, or is it, what we, you know, because I think I'd fill in the gaps if I was able to fill in some people in my network, you know? I've always thought about that. I always thought about that. You know what I mean? Because some of these tech sales people, it's like they get pulled there. I'm like, you can get more in roofing sales, dude. You know what I mean? Like, you think you're hot shot selling these big accounts and these software stuff. I'm like, yeah, you go sell a big old roof, dude. You're gonna make a lot of money, dude. You know?
I mean, especially if you focus. Hey, look, you know, software sales is a big fish hunt type game, right? So in the roofing, it'd be large commercial hunt, right? Spent the time and energy. I mean, if they spent the time and energy consistently grinding on larger commercial deals, hotels, apartment complexes, you know, property management, you know, we all know where you need to go. It's just a matter, are you going to spend the time and energy doing it? If they spend the time and energy, eventually you're going to land something. Right? And that's like, it goes back to like a horrible sales guy following a process can be good.
That's true.
And that
is true.
You know, now, you know, obviously you have your super elites that do phenomenal and crush it, right? Those are rare gems, special unicorns in the industry. But like taking a subpar sales guy, putting them through an actual process.
Yeah.
They follow the process, they can actually become pretty decent.
Yeah, that's crazy to think about.
Right.
I mean, it's like, how do you maximize people's potential? You know? And I'm always thinking too, it's like, if I was actually like a talented salesperson, if your website sucked,
right,
if you have bad reviews, you're already out. You're, in my mind.
Right.
You, like, that's just, I'm not gonna take that position,
right,
because because as a sales rep, I'm going in and that's my uniform basically.
Right. Yeah. It takes a lot to overcome those as a sales guy, and you have to be really good at it.
Yeah, like I'm going where it's like, hey, I got the best process, I got the best marketing material, I got the best website, best reviews.
Yep.
You know, and I'm looking cute. My makeup's all done. You know what I mean? But for real, right? Like, I'm looking good now.
No, like, I mean, there's an appearance, right? A lot of people, you know, we had a dress code. You had to wear a certain dress code. If you were out meeting clients, you had to wear some form. You didn't have to wear pants. You had to wear khakis that looked nice, nice shoes, and a nice shirt with the logo on it.
Yep.
And your hair had to be clean,
okay,
right?
really.
And we were like, you had to put on some cologne. You had to smell good.
Yeah,
like, I was like,
true.
You guys are up on the roof all the time. Some of you guys stink.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like,
that's true.
Like, before you go see the homeowner, spritz some cologne on, because you're sweating, like, you know, especially if you're in Texas, 110 degrees. You get up on a roof and inspect it, and you're drenched in sweat, and like, you go see the homeowner, you know. I
think that's why, you know, obviously we have our issues, right, where it's, you know, we had relationships that don't work, but I think that's why I love working in the roofing space. I mean, if you think about me right now, like, this is how I build my brand, with my hat backwards. You know what I mean? We're doing this podcast, just talking about business, talking about, you know, and so I can just be completely mine. That's one thing that I love is, I don't have to play myself up really for my target audience, you know, which is kind of cool. So I'm a big fan of that. I got lucky there.
I'm the same way. So I used to be a mortgage broker, so I was full tie, shirt, you know, coat, the whole, you know, nice shoes, and man, I'm glad I left that.
Yeah,
like,
and there's moments that, you know, like, you still do it here and there, right? But like, you know, when it just if I'm doing Zoom calls or I'm doing, you know, whatever at the office, it's pretty casual, which is pretty nice. You know what I mean? And for me, it's just all about output. As long as I'm outputting for the customers, especially the roofing guys, you know, and guys and gals, it's like, but. Yeah, man. So what do you got? So what else you got going on with SFY, man? What's it? I mean, it seems like you do some training stuff.
Yeah. So probably our next major thing that we're working on is what we're calling Sfi University.
Yep.
Where we're doing a lot of coaching, training, right? So there's a lot of classes that teach what people how to write an estimate.
Okay.
Right? So that's not really what we're teaching. So we're actually teaching how to defend it. Much like if you were to go to sales, like, hey, look, I want to hear your sales pitch. What are you telling the homeowner? Right? What are you telling that lead? How are you handling the objection? Right. And so how you handle the adjuster. I'm not paying for starter edge. I'm not, it's in the policy that we do this, or it's our company guidelines that we do this, or I need a photo of this. Like, what are you actually saying to the adjuster, and how are you handling that conversation? Conversation typically takes about 20 minutes to go through an estimate, maybe 35. But where are your hang-ups? Like, what are the things that we could listen to? So we listen to your pitch, and we coach you on what you could have done better.
Oh, that's great. So you're really you're equipping them, basically, to go in there and handle the situation themselves, basically.
Yeah.
That's
So it's training their in-house supplementers, right? And a lot of people want to do this in-house, which I get and understand. Like, obviously, I do it for you if you wanted to, but we realized there's a big space, and I really want to help people become better at it. And, you know, we started doing rebuttal training in 2019. Yeah. So we do rebuttal training live at SFY every morning. So we train every half hour every morning at SFY. So I'm really big about training and coaching.
Really? I need to do something like that.
Yeah,
that's
and
good.
it's been amazing, right? And we coach little things, right? Because people learn
every
in small.
Every day?
Every day.
No shit. All right, that's
every
good.
day. You know, everyone in the company.
I like that.
And it's everyone from the salesperson to the accountant to the bookkeeper, the entire team, right? It's the entire team learns something new, right? And then the rebuttal training happens in front of the entire company. So when you're doing the rebuttal training, it's in front of 70 of your peers, right? And you don't want to mess up. And
role play, man. Right? If you're not doing role play, you need to be doing role play. We just did some role play too on the phones, man. You got to do it.
It's people are like, well, it feels awkward and all this other stuff. I was like, well, let me ask you this: what's 2 + 2? It's 4. What's
Yeah.
4 plus 4? It's 8. The reason it's awkward is because you don't know your information.
Exactly.
You're not comfortable enough in your pitch.
Yeah.
And we make, we try to grab like, hey, who had a real difficult adjuster? What file didn't go well? Like we want to like, how do we make that file go better?
You even talk about like how you say certain things too. Not
Yeah,
just,
Like we say, like tone. Hey, look, by the way,
exactly.
you're like, and we'll listen to calls. We'll pull calls. Hey, look, man, I think you rushed.
That's the way to do it.
You rushed into the discussion too quick, right? People forget they're human beings on the other line, right? Like they have families, they have a wife, they have kids, a husband, a spouse, right? They have a boss. Like you got to understand, like they're human beings. Like despite like they're not this. As much as we like to think of them, the evil, carrier, that's like, but you start treating them like a human being, right? You tend to get a lot farther and move forward with, right? At some point, you do need to be firm, but you don't have to be firm right out of the gate.
What's that book? Is it How to Win Friends and
Influence People?
I mean, that's it.
Yeah.
And I need to work on that too. Like it tells you the playbook, right? To like properly get what you want, basically, right? And the way they lay it out is like both parties kind of like win-win or like, oh yeah, that makes sense basically afterwards. Yeah. And it's always ease. There's no attack. And that's one thing I got to work on too. It's so easy when you get frustrated, you know what I mean? It's like your ability to kind of approach those situations and these negotiation situations, whether it's internally or externally, huge. So it's like you got to check it out. What's the best way they can check that out?
Yeah, just you can go to sfioffice.com or sfiuniversity.com. Both will get you there. Yeah. We have classes. You can sign up for them and click it. They're 2-day rebuttal training, so it's really easy to come in, step away for 2 days, learn, grow. We also teach Xactimates certification levels. I'm really big about certification is just another bullet in your belt, right? Like the more certifications you have, the more ammunition you have that you can carry.
And what I like about this too is one thing I want you guys to be thinking about this year is not necessarily more of things, but how to maximize what you already have. Yep. Right? Whether it's people, leads, whatever it might be, right? So in this situation, right, it's one of those situations where not only can you maximize how much you're getting, how much, per job or whatever it might be, right? But you're also maximizing that knowledge of what these people on your team can produce because you're training and developing those people too.
I mean, your ROI is going to hit instantly, right? Because they're going to be able to, and we hit specific topics, right? We can't cover everything in 2 days. Like there's just way too much content to cover in 2 days, right? So we focus on a couple key points. We have currently like three different types of classes that cover different topics. And then we go through whether we cover the topic or not. We want to hear your full rebuttal on an entire claim. So you get full exposure and we can coach you through it, how you get better at it, how you get to listen to us and our team and what we're doing. You get to hear some of our live rebuttals so you can actually see what we do internally. Cool. Everyone that's taken the class has been stunned at the growth level that they saw themselves.
That's great. So what about internally? Who's responsible for those 30-minute?
So I have a team of people, right? So I have a full-time trainer on staff.
Oh, now. Really? Okay, that's the way to do it.
I have 2 full-time auditors that audit stuff, so they go through and help train and coach content and material.
So when you have a full-time trainer, they help train. They help implement the training programs throughout each department.
So when different departments and different. So they do internal training as well as external training with the Sfi University. They do a little bit of both. But how do you take an individual from square one, right? So a lot of people start in their companies. My sister's the office manager, and I want her to start supplementing claims. Yeah. Right? Like she does everything, and she has some free time. Well, this is what we do: is how do we take someone that comes in that knows nothing, and how do we make them become an estimator, right? And so we take that. It takes us about 8 months to accomplish that goal. And for us, it's, we're drowning them in information and pushing the boundaries for them to get to that level.
So what tips do you have for somebody like me then, where I don't have 70, I have 7 or 8 in people, what about a training standpoint? Because I'm guessing that would fall on my shoulders as of right now.
I think, bite sizes. That's probably you pick little things and hey,
maybe 30 minutes every Friday or something like that in the beginning. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yep, bite sizes, right? Because you have to work on putting content behind the training.
Exactly.
You can't just, hey,
so it's not the 30 minutes. It's 2 hours before, whatever it is, to get the content together.
Yep.
And that,
and it typically takes. There's a rule of thumb. It takes about, so if you're going to do training for 30 minutes, it takes typically about 2 to 3 times that to gather all the information.
That's good to know.
To put together an actual training course together.
Yeah. But I mean, that's something to think about for you guys out there if you want to stand out, right? Is to offer that ongoing, and that's something I got to think about. And I keep thinking about it. And I'll do sporadic type stuff, but I need something that's more consistent, going back to those fundamentals, those habits, everything like that we want to create. But yeah, man. Well, real quick then we'll go into the game. So just so you know, we'll play a game after this, and then also we'll do. You have to end with enlightenment. So you either got to give me a quote, a book suggestion, a life lesson, something to think about, right?
Okay.
Some kind of insights to leave the viewers with. But so you guys did mostly residential, you and Sherwood, right? And then when you guys were working together?
Yeah, we mostly did residential. We were starting to get into commercial, but mostly it was like 95% residential.
So what do you work on some commercial properties now too then, or what? With
SFY? SFY we do. Yeah, we get commercial leads that come on our way, and we'll do them. PAs do a great job picking up the extra work too, so I'm not going to say like we crush. There's probably 3% of our work volume is commercial. Most of it's all residential.
Yeah.
I also do water mitigation, so water restoration stuff. So I do a lot of that stuff too as well.
And then your boy Sherwood, he went all commercial.
Yeah, he's all commercial.
What, did you wear him down on the residential side, or what happened there? He's like, screw this. He's like, I need X amount of roofs on residential. How many headaches?
And the customer problems are just.
Yeah, exactly.
To the next level.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Oh my gosh.
So you probably burnt him out.
I did.
You're probably his inspiration to go commercial.
It totally was. Yeah. If you ask him, he's like, he hardly ever touches. If you get him to do a residential claim, it's a rarity. He's like, you should be honored and blessed.
I love it, dude. Well, cool, man. All right, so we're gonna bring it into. Don't look at my computer though, okay? Don't cheat, because I know how people are sometimes.
Right.
Dave Estes. I don't know if you know Dave Estes. He works for Randy. We had him on the show pretty recently, and I think that guy was looking at the answers.
Okay.
That's something Estes would do. All right, so it's who wants to be a roofing millionaire? All right.
Okay.
You get 2 lifelines. You get 50-50, right? The 50-50 removes 2 of the wrong answers, leaving you with a 50% chance of getting the answer correct. And then the second one is phone a friend. Call one person. They don't pick, they can Google it. I don't care what they do. Right? Well, I'll give you like 45 seconds or so. And then if they don't pick up, that sucks for you. You should have better friends.
You should have known.
All right. All right, so the trivia is it could be roofing, it could be something to do with you. It's kind of sporadic here. First question is, here's some Denver trivia for a Denver local, okay? Downtown Denver is ever-growing and has something fun for everyone. Where does it rank on the largest downtowns in the U.S.? Is it A, 4th, B, 10th, C, 8th, or D, 15th?
8th.
Their answer is B, 10th. So close. You're probably going in between those two if I had to guess, too.
I was like, I know it's not number 4. We're not that high up, but like
that's pretty big, though. I think it's even a little bit bigger than I expected, to be honest. Right. I didn't really know where to put that, so we're 10th. We're 10th on the list.
All
right. With a lot of roofing experience under your belt, you should get this one. That's what Danae wrote. Remember, Danae writes these, so if you don't, she's calling you an idiot.
This is going to be interesting.
Take a wild guess. How many roofs are installed on homes each year? Is it A, 1.5 million, B, 900,000, C, 5 million, or D, 3 million?
Across the United States? 5 million.
5 million, you are correct. That is a lot of roofs. So, hey, guys, if you're out there, I see a lot of collaboration between contractors in the same market. It is okay. You can do that. You can learn from each other. All right? I was just on the phone with another marketing agency who works for roofing companies yesterday, and he invited me to a networking group that he says he's helping. You know what I mean? Like, he literally... So, Just 5 million roofs. Get out there, network, collaborate, my friends.
I don't think any of y'all are doing 5 million roofs.
Yeah. If you are, you're the GOAT.
Right? Yeah.
You're the GOAT. Why are you wasting your time listening to me? Please turn this off. Right. Please turn this off and stop wasting your time.
Yeah, yeah.
You're getting dumber.
We'll give you Captain American status or something.
Yeah. All right. So this one is easy, dude. I think she teed you up for an easy one here, man.
Yeah.
If you don't get this one right. Hail is the leading cause for roof damage. Which state has the most hail out there in 2021? Is it A, Texas, B, Kansas, C, Colorado, or D, Nebraska?
Texas.
A, Texas. Danae, hey, this will be great because Danae edits this.
You got to do the second one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You got to do the second one. So Texas is too easy. That gets
too huge.
Yeah, it's too huge. So this would be a test. If Danae, hit me up on Slack when you're editing this, if you actually did hear this part, or if you're just running through it, that we'll know that you're not paying
Oklahoma
attention.
did get pretty good hail, but the city was too small. So
That was like one of their first ones in a while,
like
too,
over
I'm pretty
in
sure.
Edmond, near where Tarek's at.
And Colorado hasn't got...
Yeah, we're struggling.
So we'll get something here, though. This is July. It could be. I remember July 4th. It did hit one time when I was at my cousin's house.
There was
in
a
Parker.
hailstorm in October, like 30th, 31st.
Oh, really? Well, hopefully it's not that long. I'm hoping July.
Yeah.
July sounds better. July sounds better. But Texas, it's crazy. I mean, according to this, Texas took the lead with 688 hail events. I don't know what a hail eventing. Maybe it's just some kind of minor.
Yeah, it could be a minor.
Yeah, it must be. All right. So another Colorado question here. Okay. So this goes to the 14ers. All right, so we're talking about the tallest peaks in the state.
They're all in Colorado.
Oh, yeah. But what's the tallest one? That's what I'm asking you about.
Great.
Oh, yeah. Hey, guys, there's like 56 14ers in Colorado, okay? And I probably hiked I would say to the top of probably 25 of them or something like that.
Okay,
so, yeah, almost half, I would say. I have done the tallest one.
Great.
All right. So, what is the tallest peak? Is it A, Pikes Peak, B, Mount Harvard, C, Mount Evans, or D, Mount Elbert?
Let's take a lifeline 50-50.
All right. So that leaves you with two, Mount Evans or Mount Elbert.
Mount Elbert.
That is correct. Nice work. That 50-50 helped you out quite a bit.
Yeah,
nice work.
I really thought it was Mount Elbert.
Yeah.
So
I would say the lifelines have been pretty disappointing so far since the implementation. People have been excited. I have seen that was a good use of
right.
one. A lot of people keep both of them. I've seen that. Phone a friend, we had a good phone a friend moment, but they didn't get the answer right. But it was definitely a good moment. Right. It was exciting. Yeah. Who knows? Maybe as we go on, if you guys have any ideas for lifelines to switch it up, right? Or if you want to name the frickin' show, right? Not commercial roofing. I'm not gonna change my podcast name because that'd be a lot of work. But just the game. Yeah, if you got a good spin, if you're creative, hit me up. Give me some free advice.
That'd be fun.
I would love that. All right. Now the last question here. You're a Star Wars fan?
Yeah.
Are you a big Star Wars fan?
I like watching it. I don't know if I have all the facts and data. That's where I'll get hung up on. So
but are you like a big fan of watching the films?
Oh yeah.
You are. Okay,
good.
good.
Yeah, I watch.
I'm just I'm testing my research to see how good they are. Because
Right.
I feel like they're gonna mess with me one time. It'll be like somebody I don't know that well, and they'll be like, "You're a big fan," and they talk something real weird, and they're like, "What are you talking about?" All right, just confirming. All right. So, what year did the very first Star Wars movie come out? Is it A, 1968, B, 1977, C, 1981, or D, 1975?
1975.
It is B, 1977. So I just got to ask you, to friend of friend. You got the phone a friend left.
Right.
You got a phone a friend left. If you like Star Wars, you probably have a friend that has Star Wars or has an iPhone that could Google it.
Google it, right?
You know what I mean? Like, why not give me your best performance? You know what I mean? I feel like I have to put some kind of like legit incentive. This teaches you a lot. If you don't put incentives and stuff, people just kind of float around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have to be like, hey, everyone you get right, you get a point, and you add up or something like that.
You got to stack.
Yeah, that was bad. No one cares. Nobody cares.
For everyone, so this probably hype it up, right? So for each one you win, you get $1.
Yeah.
And then if you get to the next one, then you get $2.
Yeah.
If you get the next one, you get $4.
Yeah.
You get the next one, you know.
So
it stacks up a little bit.
I should hit up my accountant then and be like, all right, hey, I need like $1,500 in singles. I got this podcast,
right?
And I'm not. Can you make sure we expense this out? This isn't
right.
Me,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is my millionaire show.
Well, because I knew it was right around there, so I was like.
So, I
missed it by 2 years.
I got a prize for either way. So that's the
Okay,
thing is I want to give
okay.
the prize either way because basically I'm going to give you a shirt here, right?
Awesome.
And I'll present to you in a second. But basically the shirt is, we don't know for sure. We're either going to be like, hey, you either have to be on the podcast or be a client to get this shirt. You know what I mean? Because we came out with 3 different shirts, right? It was like, this. I'm not going to say the one we went favor, but one was like, I don't even remember, man. Another blank. That's another blank. But you know what? This is gonna be a good time to just do this. I'm having some blurred moments out here today. It's been a long month of June, like I said.
For a day.
You make some bad decisions. Also, you got to work a little bit more. You know what I mean? You make some mistakes. All right. We got it right here.
Sweet, nice.
Well, read it to me, baby.
Look at that.
Read it to me.
I like big roofs, and I cannot lie.
Oh yeah! See, yes. that's what I was looking for right here. You want one of these bad boys? You either got to work with us or you got to be on the podcast. Otherwise, you ain't getting it. So, this is like the green jacket at the Masters.
Yes.
Here you go, Greg. Congratulations.
Right? Yes. Thank you. I appreciate it. This is awesome.
Yes. Let's go. Put it up because I'm sure Janae will do a little zoom. Oh yeah, there we go. Right. Oh yeah.
Nice.
Boom. Hit him. Let's go. My dude.
That is
love
awesome.
it. Oh, hey there. You come here often? I feel like I see you every Wednesday. And, you definitely caught my eye. I'll tell you one thing. You know how to stand out from a crowd. You already got a lot of great things going for you. I mean, I see your company. I see what you got going on. I want to be part of it. How about I give you my number and you send me a text? 720-796-4935. Hey, yeah, it's Nick, right? Peakleads.io. I think we can help you generate some commercial roofing leads. Looking forward to chatting. Talk soon. All right. Now you got to end it with enlightenment. You got to drop the mic, shut this place down because we got to go home. We're out of here. We're going to go get some lunch.
All right, mic drop. So I just read a book called Who Moved My Cheese?
Yep.
It's a really good book about change that's going on either in your own life or in work. And it's something I recommended for my employees. When you're growing or scaling, there's always changes taking place, different roles and responsibilities. And and people need to be prepared for that. And so we recommend a lot of people read it at the company and kind of went through some of the highlights of the book. So it's I really highly recommend it. It's been around for quite a while, actually. But Who Moved My Cheese?
People do not like change.
No, they don't.
Nobody does. And I'm looking for something, too, because I was dealing with the same thing. Even I don't. It's interesting because it's like when you hire new people or you do new things or whatever it might be, there's all these different changes and whatnot. And some of them you don't even expect that you had to kind of do. Yep. And so it even frustrates you sometimes, right? But committing to those solutions and make sure, I think any kind of solution or whatever it might be for when you're making these changes is proper implementation, training, making sure everybody's on the same page, communication about those changes, and showing also the benefits of those changes, whatever it might be.
It's huge.
Right?
It's huge.
Well, you know what? I couldn't find my quote either, but basically it was just talking about as you grow, right? As you're getting bigger, it's interesting because you're getting bigger, right? So you're achieving what you wanted to achieve, right? So that pressure is kind of actually like this privilege, but also you get frustrated because you start to run into these challenges. But you asked for those challenges. And sometimes I struggle with that. Is I literally asked for all that stuff. All these problems I'm having, a lot of it's due to growing.
Yes.
Or, whatever it might be. So we're evolving and stuff like that. You asked for this stuff. And if you want to be the best, you're going to have to keep dealing with that adaptation, especially with how quickly everything changes nowadays.
Yeah. Yeah, especially when you're going from like a team of 5 people, going from 5 to 7.
Yeah.
Like there's a huge change. Like people are like, it's just 2 people. Well, you literally like increased your staff
at a percentage standpoint,
like by like 40%.
Exactly.
Like that's a huge percentage point.
Yeah.
Like think of like if Chase increases their staff by 40%, of course there's going to be a ton of change.
Yeah, they have to change all the software they use.
Yeah.
Like everything would have to change.
Yeah, like
to be able to handle that.
And
crazy.
so it's the same thing with your small company, right?
Yeah.
Like, and as you slowly grow and add staff members, different roles and responsibilities, you're going to have to change your standard operating procedures and systems and process and how things are done.
And I would say too is, some people say, hey, well, we're not trying to grow. We're not trying to be this big company. You always still want that growth mindset.
Yep.
And so always think about the next way to change and evolve, because otherwise, hey, you might be right now, but all of a sudden, people might be able to offer a better customer experience based off the new technology they're using. Or they might be more sophisticated. You might look like you're kind of in the dark ages, even though you've been here for 100 years, whatever it might be. You look like you're out of date. And you had an expiration. You know what I mean? So you don't want to look expired. You don't, right? Like, so it's
Sounds like a great book. Don't look expired.
No one's gonna want to work there. No, so it's like you're still gonna have to evolve. You know, it's like you hear from friends of mine. It's like, man, they're still using this, or they're still using this. It's like, see, so.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Learn about it. So the book was
Who Moved My Cheese,
which I actually have read, and it is a great book. And it's an easy read too.
Yeah,
which is a big win for me.
Yeah, maybe take you, if you sat down, slow reader, probably 2 hours.
Yeah.
Max. I listened to it. Took me like 45 minutes to listen to it.
All right, we'll close this thing out and just say I love big roofs, and I kind of hold that shirt up loud and proud.
I love big roofs, and I cannot lie.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. Thank you. Boom.